Hello, GM.
GM.
What it do?
This is the Thinking Cap Collective, episode 3. I am creatress. I'm a 3D artist. What we do on the Thinking Cap Collective is we do a lot of thinking with our hats on. But also we talk about art. We think about art. We make art live sometimes. All the things. All right. With that, I got my co-host, Miss Isalartista. How you doing?
What it do? Hi, everybody.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good. I wasn't sure if we were going one bing, bang, bong, but I'll go ahead and do an intro. Hey, guys. My name's Isabel. I go by Isalartista. I'm a creative of many different sorts, but yeah, just happy to be here. Happy to see what we're going to chat about today. And I'll throw it over to Val.
Hello. Hi. I'm Valerie, aka Vdizzle. Little intro on myself. Entered into the Web3 space back in May of 2021 through Gary V and his V Friends NFT project. I won in a giveaway, and so Gary gifted me my first NFT. And I had offers of $120,000, which was insane to me. Didn't sell. I'm still holding. But really, I wanted to dive more into what the tech was behind it, because I didn't understand why people are offering crazy amount of money. And I got just super involved in the tech and have a meetup group here in San Diego called San Diego NFT Friends. We host meetups every single month. We have one tomorrow, actually. And then I also have a Web3 event planning and management company where we put on networking events, conferences, other meetups, all the things. And yeah, it's a little bit about me.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
I thought I heard some feedback, but maybe not. Okay, well, today, last time we had Bella making some live art. She was painting. Bella, do you have your painting set out today?
I do have an update. I don't have all my stuff out to paint, but I have an update on the progress, and I did want to show you some of the tools that I've been using and what I learned. As many of you may recall, I did let me grab the piece real quick. We have our basic we have our base done, right? So that's been kind of done for a while now. So our base here, I want to show it without showing. Well, I guess it's too late. So we got our base here, right? So as you can see, we got this beautiful gold paint that we had started off with. So what I went in with initially, my vision was always to do gold leaf, which essentially is this that you see here. As you can tell, it's a little bit brighter, shinier. So I experimented with that last week, which was a whole adventure, you guys, because I've never worked with gold leaf before. So it was really a trial and error situation. So I'm going to show you guys how this process works without actually, doing it physically. But I wanted to show you all the different materials. So you basically start off with this metal leaf adhesive. Again, Michael's, guys. Like, wow. Might I just say, during Black Friday, only shopping I did was Michael's and Claire's. And Michael's, guys, they had probably one of the biggest canvas sales I've ever seen. 70% off.
What?
Okay?
Yes. I've seen it. I've seen 70% off. They do that every year.
Okay. Well, yeah, but
biggest of the year. Biggest of the year, for sure.
I went on the right day, and so I got a few canvases, which honestly I didn't really need, but your girl, you just got to stay ready with the canvases. You don't know when inspiration's going to hit. So anyway, I got some canvases that typically are $15, $20 that were $2, $3, like crazy. Okay. Wow. Anyway, my little tangent. You just stay ready with Michael's, okay? And
what about the materials? We're talking about gold leaf materials.
Yes. Anyway, I just got carried away because I'm always getting amazing coupon text to me. So Michael's.
This show is not sponsored by Michael's, but it could be.
Anywho, so metal leaf adhesive. So you start off with this stuff. It's really sticky. So you just go, you use one of those spongy brushes, and you go through, and I'm going to show, funny enough, guys, that piece is pretty big, so it's kind of hard to use it on screen. So what I'm going to use is another smaller butterfly that I'm also working on. Way smaller, a little bit different kind of vibe. But anyway, this one has a different color scheme essentially and not using gold leaf. But anyway, for the purposes of show and tell. So you get your little sponge brush with your metal leaf adhesive. You paint it over the section you want. So let's say I was going to do this leaf here, or the little section here. So you cover it with the glue, and then you just let the glue sit there for 20, 30, 40 minutes, depending on when it becomes kind of tacky, sticky, but not tacky.
That long? Oh, wow.
I know. I was like, I'm ready. And then the instructions were like, you need to wait. And I'm like, oh dear. So anywho, you put it on, you put it on there, you wait for it to get a little tacky and dry. And then you get your gold leaf. And guys, okay, mind you, I've never used gold leaf before. And I don't know what I thought it was going to be like, but it was not what I thought it was going to be like. It's, it comes in this bag. It's literally just gold, straight gold, but it's so delicate. Like I don't even know how to describe it. It actually, it reminds me a lot of when you work with real butterfly wings. When you're working with the wings, you have to use like really special tools, typically some kind of help me out here.
Tweezers,
thank you. So that's essentially what you use to get the gold leaf on there on the adhesive once it's sticky. So you put it on and you kind of like wedge it in with the tweezers. And the funny thing is, you would think it's kind of like tissue paper where you put it down and then that's it, right? But actually, the way this gold leaf works is you put it down, and as you're kind of spreading it out, it begins to not multiply, but it really spreads itself. Like you might only put on this much, but as you put it down, it really begins to spread, which is amazing. And as an artist, I love to save every ounce of paint that I can. It's like precious to me. So the gold leaf really allows you to maximize even the smallest section of gold leaf, which is awesome. So you spread it out with your little tweezers, get it all the coverage that you want. And then you go in with one of these guys, which I love this brush.
Is that called like a fan brush? It looks like a fan.
I don't know the technical name, but yeah, for today's show, we're going to call it a little fan, little Chinese fan. So
it almost looks like, I was going to say, it almost looks like the brush like in makeup that you put for a highlight. So
then you just the same process, Val, for all of our makeup gurus out there. Same thing. You just go in and you just like dab, right? You kind of just brush it out. And like I said, back to me being very cautious with my materials, I captured all those flakes that came off from the gold leaf on the butterfly into this little guy, which you can kind of see it. So I saved these and I'm going to use them for something later. I don't know what, but now creativity begins to brew again. So stay tuned for, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I will do something with it. Anyway, so that's essentially the process. And then it sticks on pretty darn good. And then you have this. So now I tried it out on some small parts. As you can tell, it's way shinier than this gold over here.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah. Wow.
So this section, like these little corners here are the ones that have that gold on there.
Yeah. Wow.
So ultimately the goal is to do the whole thing.
Wow.
It's going to take a while. But yeah, that was a very interesting experience. Yes, Val. We got a question in the audience.
They do. Yes, if I had to look.
You need a hand.
Yes. So do you feel like the gold paint that you have underneath is necessary before you put on the gold foil? Like if you were to go through the process again, would you just have gone straight to the foil, or would you have done the paint first and then the foil?
Well, honestly, it's honestly at the discretion of the artist, of course. I am very nitpicky about details. I love attention to details. So for me, like if I were just to leave it white or black, it would probably offer a different kind of contrast. But for me, because the vision with this piece was really gold, gold everything. I really wanted to keep, even though you can't later on, you won't be able to really see the gold paint that I painted under. I know the gold paint is there.
Mhm.
I know the detail. If an artist comes up to it and like kind of like really looks at it, they'll be able to see the gold paint. So it's
What
like
if it cracks? What if
Right.
what if the gold leaf cracks?
exactly, or it starts falling off. You still got that gold in there. So it's really up to the artist's discretion, right? But for me, I wanted it to be all gold, everything, and also I really wanted to see what the contrast was going to be, because for other projects later on, I want to know, like, one, how my gold paint will look by itself, which now we do, which actually looks really great. And I also wanted to see what it would look like with that overlay of the gold leaf. So it's it's multi intentions.
There's layers.
There's layers to this, of course.
There's layers to this.
So anyway, that was a whole adventure. Learning how to play with gold leaf, and that's a whole new medium that is totally new to me, which I love experimenting with new mediums. So that was a whole adventure. And I'm excited to use it for other stuff, especially this little tin here. We're gonna see. I was thinking maybe making some jewelry, or adding it onto some other art pieces that I have. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
I love that you're saving every little bit that you can and being resourceful. Because I think if it was someone like me, like not thinking, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is trash. But I love that you're thinking like, okay, what can I do with it later? Even though it's like tiny little pieces. I was thinking like, ooh, put it in like clear nail polish and then like put it on your nail.
Ooh,
that could be cool.
Yeah, you can bring a little gold leaf to the nail salon.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, nothing is trash to artists. Like if you're like, it's really hard to throw stuff away if you're a true like deep down artist. Like I'm so glad that I moved away from my house that was like big and had extra room in it. Because now I'm like, oh, I feel like I don't have very much stuff, but like I have a lot of stuff, y'all, and like a lot of stuff that was just like, I don't want to throw this away, because what if I make a costume out of this? Or like, what if I do a photo shoot and like this dress that doesn't fit me might fit the model?
Right.
Yeah, guys. I am witness here. Witness.
I feel like you guys would make good, like, great kindergarten teachers, because I remember, like, my kindergarten teacher, like, right, all you do pretty much in kindergarten is make art, and so, like, we use a lot of construction paper, and,
Right.
maybe you use just part of it, and then you have the whole, like, scraps, and they would always save the scraps, and then later on, we probably would make it with, what are they called? Where you like put the balloon, you dip it in glue.
And paper mache.
Paper mache, yeah. Like maybe use it for something like that or other things, So, yeah, I feel like you guys would make great kindergarten teachers because you.
Well, thank you. Hey, if anyone is looking for a kindergarten teacher, I don't know if I really want to do that. It sounds like I would like to be the guest art teacher at kindergarten. That sounds a little bit more my alley. I just don't know if I could handle all the emotions. Are you raising your hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good.
So I just wanted to say little funny alpha here plug that I can share. I actually was an assistant, I guess, teacher or student to a ceramic art teacher in San Francisco, and it was to kids. And actually, I was an apprentice, I guess you could say, to two different artists in San Francisco when I was a student. One to a ceramic art teacher who taught young kids, which was super fun. I do love kids and art, so I would love to do that. And then I also worked at an art studio with an artist in San Francisco, super dope spot, with kids of all different ages, but primarily younger kids. That was like so fun, you guys. And I actually forgot that I even did all that until now that we're talking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, I did this. I love kids and art. Combine it together, dream job. Maybe that's my calling.
What do they
Damn it.
call you? Do the kids call you by your last name or your first name?
You know, it
Do you
was so
remember?
long ago, I don't even remember. But I'm pretty sure they just call me by my first name because I was like a student. You know, I was like, what, 20, 18,
Mm.
young gal.
It's funny because Keegan, I was just asking Keegan, I was like, because he was telling me, he's like, you would be amazing, like, substitute teacher, right? Because I've been applying to be a substitute teacher. And he's like, the kids are going to love you. And I'm like, really? He's like, what are they going to call you? Miss Korea, right? That's my last name. And I was like, no, they can call me Valor. And he's like, no, you can't let them call you Valor. I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. He's like, no, you can't. So he's like, maybe Miss V. And I was like, all right.
That's
I
cute.
don't know about that. I don't agree with that. I actually went to a school called the Museum School for 6th grade, and it was the best school I've ever been to. And I went to a lot of schools. I went to a good amount of schools, I'll say. And at the museum school, the kids all called the teachers by their first name, including the principal, Phil, who was the coolest person, still is the coolest person. He's like the lead singer of a band. He's an artist. Like, and I never felt more like respected as a child from all the teachers, because they're like, no, we are equals. Just because you're young doesn't mean that I'm better than you or whatever. There was still that respect. There was still that, like, there were still rules, and like, and I just remember all of those teachers fondly, and I thought it was the coolest. So yes, hand.
I will say though, I mean, yeah, I do like that point. But what I will say is, I'm kind of old school in the sense, like, you know, respecting your elders and like addressing people as ma'am and sir and thing. I honestly, I still do that. I still call people ma'am and sir. That's just a me thing. I think that's just a personal preference. But I do remember going to that school as well. So I do remember calling them by the first name. So I never really thought about this too deep into thought. But
this is not the topic. This is not. We're going off topic, y'all.
It's not the topic. It's not. But also, real quick, I used to work at a school called Crossroads. Very wealthy, celebrity kids who go there, and yeah, they would address everyone by their first name. So very similar.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's some science on which way is better. But anyway, that's enough of that. I also, before we go there, I guess I should also say I also worked with kids at a children's center. When I was 18, I worked at the San Diego State University Children's Center, which is located there at San Diego State for like parents and students that have kids and they go there. So I worked with the like 2 to 3 year olds. So there was some art, but you know, yeah, it was cool. It was nice. I did it for a semester, and then I also most recently I did teach at the school here in Maui, and I taught art. Like I went and did like a 1 hour workshop with each grade throughout the day, and so I'm into it. I just don't know if I could handle like a full-time kindergarten teacher position. All right, I like kids. I have a child. All right.
Did your child think you were the coolest mom showing up to his school and like being the teacher throughout the day?
He was iffy about it. Actually, he didn't come to the class because his teacher insists on doing all the art stuff on her own. She says she doesn't need like the visiting teachers. So he didn't come to my class. So we didn't really have to deal with that whole dynamic too much. But anyway, okay. So
wait, guys, hold on. Before we go any further, I just realized we totally our way through our intros and totally forgot to share about our thinking caps of the day. Hello, we are the Thinking Cap Collective.
Okay.
All right. Who's gonna start it off? Who wants to start?
Nose goes.
All right, I'll talk about mine. Let me just stop sharing this then, since we're not going to talk about that yet. Okay. So my hat is a 90s style bucket hat that I got in New York City. Yes, you heard right. The New York City. I got this in 2022 around, was it June? It was June 2022. And I got it at the Movement event put on by Tyspectives and Stones the Organic. where I also did a performance. It was actually the most lit performance ever. Like the art that I was doing was projected on like 3 walls, like huge 30-foot walls. And the projection, the light from the projection, like was shining on everybody's faces and like on everything. So when you look at the videos, you can see like sometimes people have like a pink glow, sometimes they have a yellow glow. Anyway, they did some giveaways, and this was one of them. So I brought this all the way from New York, and it lives here. It's my favorite hat.
And I believe during that performance, is that the one where you had like dancers dancing around you for performing? It was like a fully immersive.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was super lit because movement. It was called Movement, right? And so it's like a play on movement and then minting NFTs, right? Blockchain. So the majority of the people that performed were dancers. And so we kind of did this, they call it a dance cipher, where it's like, I think there was like 10 different dancers and everybody's just like vibing off each other, dancing. They came and danced around me, with me. Like it was a whole vibe. So you guys could see that on my Instagram. Maybe I'll pull it up and share later.
Yeah, you have a great video of that. I love that. That's cool. Great memory. Great.
What about your hat? I recognize that little symbol on your hat.
Yes. What is it? Do you know? Who knows?
It's the fellas.
Dead Fellas.
Oh yeah, I couldn't see it from far away. Hey, that's dope.
Yes, it's the Dead Fellas hat project by Betty NFT, and I'm happy to support her today. I think they're in Miami right now, so sad, not in Art Basel, but I got this hat this year back in March during NFTLA. So Betty and the Dead Fellows crew was having a little get together for holders and non-holders. Anyone can go, and you can go get a tattoo. They were doing tattoos. They were doing like tea and coffee, and then doing like free merch. And so it was super awesome. She was so nice. I love Betty. She's like one of the most kindest women in Web3. Super awesome. And I got to get this hat and like a huge one of the like it's a huge like oversized long sleeve pullover shirt. It's like one of my favorite to wear during like the cold season because it's like so baggy, but it's like a blanket almost. And then a t-shirt with her Dead Fellas on it, which is really cool. And then I also was able to get like I was only gonna take like a couple joints because she had Dead Fellas rolled joints there, and I was all gonna put. She's like, "Honey," like in her like accent, right? I can't do it, but she's like, "Take more, like, and she's like, "Here," and like I had like a whole handful, and I actually was just sharing with Creatress the other day. I literally lit the last one I had. So whatever, we're in December, so I've had them since March, and it was still good. And I needed it because my mood was kind of down, was not feeling great, and then it was perfect. It's exactly what I needed, and it helped me. So thank you, Betty, if you're watching this, or anyone from the community. I appreciate all the free giveaways, and it was still helping me up till just yesterday. So yeah,
Jeez, the gift that keeps on giving.
That's hilarious. And actually, you know what's funny? Betty from Dead Fellows was at the Paris Hilton 11/11 Media Summit that Creatress performed at last year. So that's
speakers.
She's always dressed really just. I mean, I admire people that dress for any occasion. Just I just people that are into fashion fascinate me. And I feel like she's a fashion guru. She was like head to toe, just like on point. So
she reminds me of like a doll, like one of those Victorian dolls. She's always has like some sort of like grandiose gown or outfit. Like she's a rock star.
I love that.
And by the way, speaking of Betty, I don't know if any of you have been following her social media lately, but she's been getting on her health journey and she looks great. Like she's been working out, staying fit and everything. So she's kicking ass this 2023. So she's definitely has inspired me to start working out and getting on my health journey too. So Shout out to Betty.
I love it.
Tell us about your hat.
Mhm.
Okay, so really funny story with this hat, actually. As you can tell, many of you might recognize the SF Giants logo, but if you look closer, oh, whoops, wrong way. It's got this funny little glitch in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, funny story. I started following this brand. It's called Faith by Luis. Hit follow on Instagram. I don't know if they're on Twitter or X, but so funny. I stumbled across them. It's a San Diego brand, a guy, and I started following them. I thought his stuff was really cool. And funny enough, some of our Web3 friends came into town for some events, and we had dinner together, and I'm like sitting there chatting with this guy who's sitting across from me, and he's like wearing the hat, one of the hats, and he's also wearing a shirt, right? So all the brands have this engraved faith, either on the side of the sunglasses or on the side of the hats. So I see him, and he's wearing a faith shirt. He's wearing one of the glitch hats, and I'm like, hey, I know that brand. Like, I just started following them on Instagram. He's like, oh, that's my son's brand. And I'm like, wait, what? And so the brand is called Faith by Luis because his son's name is Luis. But the dad, his name is also Luis. So it was just kind of funny. So, I've been supporting him at some of his local pop-up shops. And that's where I got the hat. I also have 3 different styles of the sunglasses, which are dope, might I add. I'll bring them out in a bit. Super cool guys, super cool family, amazing story that is faith-based. So for all my faith-based peeps, and I mean, I also did go to school in San Francisco, so just kind of made sense to get the bucket hat, San Francisco, all the things, man. I love it, and I'm also a lover of Jesus, so it just kind of went just totally hand in hand. The Web3 connection, the faith connection, and he does a lot of San Diego-based merch. So he's got these super dope, like corduroy San Diego SD hats, but he's got like LA, New York, SF. So anyway.
That's cool. I love that the dad was supporting the brand too. That's so cute.
He's all about it. And they got like Peso Pluma and like different artists like rocking the brand. So pretty cool. I did want to talk really quick before we move on to our next subject about my shirt. So during NFT NYC last year, we had some of our friends in honor of Art Basel that's happening right now. Can you see
Bit Basel, yeah.
Some of our friends, including, I believe Creators did it for an event or two, but they had the Basel bunnies rocking these Satoshi is female shirts and skirts and ears and backpacks and stuff. So anyway, just for all of our friends that are out at Art Basel, we see you on the Twitter. We see you on Instagram. It looks so fun. Have some fun for us. Take a shot for us. us little peeps out here suffering and missing out. But anyway, that's all.
Yeah, we're not missing out on anything. Okay, let's see. First I'm going to show you. I found the video that from Movement. So I'm going to show you all of that first.
Yeah.
It's a quick like 30-second video. Let's see. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear the music though. Let's see.
Collaboration.
Go Creatress. Go Creatress.
And NYC. And it is very likely the first time in human history that a collaboration has happened in this way at an event like this with projectors on
what?
all
I
three
couldn't even
walls.
see what was happening.
Okay.
All right, so that's that. If y'all want to see that again, you can go on my Instagram. There's another one. Here's another one. I think this is.
Oh, there we go.
The beginning. Okay. No plan. Just vibes.
Ooh, those moves.
I'm like having fun just watching. I'm getting like goosebumps just watching. It's so wild.
I like I don't know if you can pull it up, but the one where you have like this girl basically like in and out of all
right, that one, she's like moving through her.
Dope.
Oh yeah. Let me see if I could find it. This one, maybe this
Oh, that
one.
one. Yep.
That's it. Oh wait.
There's
Damn, he's going off.
Might be a little bit.
it's a little bit after this.
Yeah, it's after this.
They were taking turns. The answers are like turns.
Yeah, I think it's this one. Here we go. Yeah, this is the one. Look at that.
What?
That's
Synchronicities. Like what? You think we're missing something in Miami? Nah, they're missing us. Miami
They are missing you.
This vibe right here. That's what's going on. But all right, enough. Let's not get too excited. I feel like
It's Friday. What do you mean? Let's get excited. Man,
Okay.
we need the sound effects
Friday.
from Twitter on here. I mean, X. Whoops.
That's what I've been saying. We need a soundboard.
I'm forever gonna call it Twitter. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of
Call
this
it
little
whatever you
X.
want.
Blah 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 blah.
We're all calling it Twitter still, so don't worry.
Twitter forever.
So, okay. So speaking of Miami, I've got some art there.
Woo!
All right. So we're going to talk about it. All right. And actually, right while we're on here, I realized I'm in yet another one. So I'm officially part of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 events. The 6th one didn't make it on the list. All right. Just saying. Yes, this would be a great time for the clapping sound effect. But anyway, so I made this little. Oh, thank you. Yes, you tried. This is the little flyer that I made, right? So this kind of sums it all up. So I've got art in the Stratosphere by Sabet event, by the Schiller, on the Schiller mobile exhibit. Storytime DAO, they're having an event today. Love VR Worldwide, they also had an event today, and it's actually running until the 18th. So my art's going to be up on this big screen for like 10 more days. Beat Basel, and most recently, I just found out the where is it? Sorry, hang on. Right here, the Intertwine interactive digital art pop-up party on the beach. I guess this is gonna be on the beach. This one's put on by Schiller, Join, Accelerate Art, Burrito DAO, Block Party, and Jin DAO as well. Supported by All Ships and Block D City. So
I want to say our friend Drew just posted a video at that not too long ago. I remember seeing some kind of activation at the beach, so that might have been it.
Yeah, send that over. I'd love to see. But yeah, just to give you guys a quick little, so you can see this on my Twitter. I made a tweet with like a bunch of subtweets which go over everything. So the first artwork that I have is Origins. This is this is one of my AI arts. Can you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
So I made custom music, and then I made an art, a video with the music, and it's like reacting to the music, the video. So this is just a tiny snippet of it. The full length, you can see it on the link. But essentially the idea is like, what would Mount Rushmore look like if it had the actual founding people of America?
Wow.
Instead of the presidents that they did.
That's
That's powerful.
That is strong.
Just saying. And I thought more people needed to see this. And this one is in the Stratosphere by Sabet event. And they're not just exhibiting in Miami. I heard that the exhibit's going to go to Asia and somewhere else. So this is going to be shown in 3 different cities, which is why I chose this artwork, because I think that the idea that the real founding people of America, like, should be forefront. I think that idea should be in as many people's minds as possible. So that's why I sent that in. Second, thank you. Also in the same kind of vein, we've got Indigenous Americans. This is one of my early AI artworks. I love that it looks like a photo. It looks like it almost could be real. So, again, imagine if being a woman is heard today, what challenges our great-great-grandmothers faced and overcame for us to be here today. And the fact that our great-grandmothers may look like this, like, we don't know. I mean, some people know, but I don't know that far back, you know.
Can I share something real quick along that line, especially with the jewelry? So funny story. I'm not gonna go into it because I know I can go into tangents. But when we were at the museum school that my sister mentioned earlier, one of the classes that I took there was Balinese dancing, and they also had like a Balinese orchestra. I mean, just
yeah.
If you guys have never seen that, it's like phenomenal. Maybe we can pull up some photos in a little bit, but the dress and the attire is very similar. It's kind of like a wraparound, a lot of gold, bright colors. And our teacher was like, you know, musician, artist, total creative. And every year he would take the students out on a trip to Bali to see the dances and performances and the music that we used to partake in. I never got to go, but I always dreamed about going. And I always loved, like, you know, this big jewelry and colors. And, you know, if you know or have seen, you know, photos of the Aztecs and the Mayans, they have these huge, you know, gauges in their mouths and their ears and all these different parts. So actually, funny enough, that's what inspired me to get gauges at a very, very young age. I started off really small. I didn't go too big, but it was a very decent size, probably about yay big, in stretching my ears. And a lot of that was inspired behind like these, you know, ancient jewelry and traditions. And anyway, that was my kind of, I think maybe people didn't understand why I got gauges at such a young age or why I was interested, but that was a huge factor that played into my interest in it. But yeah, so here you can see this is the Balinese orchestra, and we had like a whole set of these guys. Like we learned how to play these instruments. It was such a beautiful experience to be a part of. And you know, I think in the previous page, she was showing some of the dress and the attire that the performers wear, which we also would wear, and, you know, dress in to do performances. So that was a really unique experience. It just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but that photo that you shared earlier really reminded me not only of, like, you know, our Mexican roots and past and history, but also, you know, different cultures in the dress and the attire. So
yeah, no, it definitely kind of has that similar rap motif. And yeah, Balinese orchestra, man, that was my favorite thing ever. Like, just, you got a mallet and you got your hand and you got to follow your mallet with it to like mute the
like
thing.
a xylophone.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, yes, we learned that. We learned that. All right.
We've lived many lives, okay? We're cats.
Just to clarify, this is AI, right? These are not real women, or wow, it looks so realistic. Like, it really does look like a photographer was there during, I don't know if you would say this is Mayan or Aztec, but like during those times, and someone had the tech to take a picture. Like, it looks wow.
Dude, that's what I like so much about it. I minted this like months ago. I've had it sitting, and I have it at 0.1 ETH, which is not an insignificant amount. It's like almost $300. So like, but I love it. It's just so, I haven't really gotten anything else from AI that looked this good.
Yeah. This is probably the best I've seen from like AI generated like this. This is amazing.
Thank you. So yes, check it out. That's on Rarible. Moving right along, otherwise we'll be here forever, and we've only got an hour. Okay, here's the third one. Now, simultaneously into the future, this one's showing on a big screen in an AI VR art exhibit. So, I also made the music for this using VR. Actually, you can make music in VR. I know.
Ooh, maybe that should be our next segment. You should show us how to do that. That sounds really cool, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, the process.
Yeah, and this one, it's got my my logo here. The actual art that I minted does not have my logo, but I just started getting into the habit of not just sharing my stuff, because people can just download these videos off of Twitter now. So we don't want that. Hang on, for some reason it's being kind of funky. Why isn't it letting me? Oh, there it is. Let me share the tab again. Get that back. All right, cool. So that is on Zora. Actually, this is my Genesis drop on Zora. And this one's only 0.009 ETH because it's an open edition. But yeah, go check it out. The next artwork that I have is my OG, my butterfly, Morpho Mariposa. There's 4 editions left out of 11. I've been rocking with this one since the beginning. This artwork has been shown in Miami before. It has been shown in New York. It has been shown like so many places. It is insane that there's even any left, to be honest. I just don't understand, but it's okay. There's this art is also on dresses, shirts, pants, my backpack. I mean, anyway, and I've got actually this is a fun thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but I just got some magnets made for a car or for a fridge of the butterfly, and those are coming in really soon. So if y'all want some of those, hit me up. They're only $5. I will ship them, and I could be on your fridge. Yep. I know. So anyway, so that's that, and this one is being shown at the Beat Basel by Profits event, which actually Cass Vegas, my lovely dear friend Cass Vegas, is the host for that today. So, and then the rest of these are just flyers for the events. So there's the Stratosphere exhibition that's from the 8th to the 10th. So today to the 10th. Basel Sky High, which love that title.
I do love that, actually.
Yeah, I know Motivate is going to be DJing this event, and this one's put on by Storytime DAO, Web3 Warriors, like all great people. The AI VR art show, that's what I talked about. That's the one that the AI art is in. Here's the other flyer for Beat Basel. And then the Schiller mobile exhibit is basically like this van that's walking around with these like huge screens on either side. And so they're going around Miami, but they're also doing a meetup. And I'm pretty sure they're going to park the billboards right outside for this. So that's what this is. This is the flyer for the meetup. Yeah. And let's see. And then this last one that I just found out that I was curated into is the Burrito DAO event. Looks like that one's tomorrow. Oh, nice. So that one's tomorrow. And I'm trying to remember what I even sent in. Like I just found out about this during this show. And so I didn't do like all the recon. Okay, listen. When you're an artist and you see, oh God, I shouldn't even show that. Let me go down and see if I can find the tweet where they were asking for people to submit. Anyway, so when you're submitting to art stuff, at least this is how I do it. I submit and I forget about it. I pick some art that fits the theme, that goes well. I do it and I forget about it. I don't sit around and think like, oh man, like I hope Burrito DAO like picks me. Like I do hope they pick me. But if I sit there and think like that of everything I submit to, I would just like not be able to think of anything else. And I would be disappointed because you don't get picked for everything you send in for. So like for me, it's almost better to like send it, forget it. And if I hear back and they're like, you're picked, then it's like exciting. And I'm not so worried about like, oh, did I get picked or not? So that's why I don't remember. This is, okay. This is what I sent in. I sent in 2 articles. I sent in this one, which is a vertical entry. And then I sent in this one, which is my landscape entry. So one of these 2 made it. I don't know which one.
Ooh.
But yeah, it was either this one, which is a 3D sculpture. So interactive. So I sent in a video of me turning it around. This one's called Who Are You?
Who Are You?
Was that one? Is this one of the ones that was also submitted on one of the Searchlight galleries?
I think so. I think this one was initially for like True Density. Yeah. This one was part of the True Density by Searchlight exhibition. Originally, I made it for that because it was about identity and like your true identity and like things like that. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So yeah, this is like every angle you look at it, you see something slightly different.
Wow.
You know. So either that one made it, or this one, which is not an NFT yet. This is unminted, but this is an artwork, like a real artwork that I made out of a mannequin and a plant. And there's dirt in there too. And I actually put those tights on there as well on the mannequin. So it was like a living sculpture.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a fun one. And
You remember?
Oh yeah, and I remember that, like, you know, after we brought it to your house in Temecula, it kind of has had a variety of living plants coming out of it. So at some point it became kind of like a succulent arrangement, like different kinds of, you know, plants growing out of it, which I love. Yeah, super fun.
Yeah, so that's it. And that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen. Y'all want to look at it further, it's all on my pinned tweet. But yeah, I'm really excited to still kind of be part of the Miami Art Week, you know, events, at least, you know, through my art. And yeah, if anyone's seeing this and you see my art out there, please share some photos. I'd love to see how it looks. It looks like Bella's reloading. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm glad I sent in as many artworks as I did, and yeah, it worked out well this time.
Yeah, congratulations. That's pretty cool. You know, it's like, obviously I'm sure you want to be there on site, but even just to have that recognition and be seen and validated as an artist, and, you know, to keep inspiring to put things out there. I'm sure you'll always be putting things out there because you're a true artist at heart, but just to see people appreciate it and like select you and your art. So congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, it means a lot. You know, it's a lot of people submit and not everybody gets in, and I completely, like, I'm grateful that as many of the artworks I sent in got chosen. So yay. I don't feel the FOMO as hard as I would if I didn't have art there too, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
Bella.
I'm not an artist and I don't have art there, and I'm feeling major FOMO.
Well, you have a friend who has art there.
Right. So I feel you know, I'm one of your entourage, one of your supporters, a friend. So
Collector.
Yeah, your win is my win.
Yeah, because you also hold one or two of my NFTs at least. So
I'm sure I do. Yeah, I don't know how many actually. Speaking of, like, get it, like you said, you send it and forget it. I like mint and forget it. most of the time. Like, I don't even know all the NFTs I have, to be honest.
Actually, that's funny because at your last meetup, Val, I distinctly remember somebody asking me, like, "Oh, which NFTs do you have?" And I'm like, you know, I haven't looked at my wallet in a while ago, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy and that guy."
This is what we're gonna do next time. We're gonna do a wallet. We're gonna do a wallet.
Wallet share
reveal. I don't know. You might have to sign an NDA. I don't know. Just kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna do a wallet tour next week, where each of us gets about 5 minutes at a time. We'll try to, which that way we can keep rotating, and we each can take turns sharing our screen and sharing our favorite NFTs that are in our wallet. I think that is probably a good idea, because like those artworks are sitting there getting lonely. Like, come on,
they need some attention.
Yes, they do. Yes.
I second the motion.
Perfect.
All we need is 2 out of 3 votes to make it pass in this.
Oh God.
We're going.
Like, I don't know if I want to share my wallet.
Well, you can.
You don't have to show your whole wallet.
You want to share? Yeah.
I'll
pick the NFTs that you want. I'm like, me sharing my wallet is it's inevitable at this point. It's creatress.eth, like not much to hide there. So yeah, no, but you could always just pull up the OpenSea or whatever page you want of the NFTs you want to share that are in your wallet if you want, you know. Or we could just look at my wallet, whatever.
I have some cool stuff I'd like to share. I have a pretty dope 90s babe.
I'm just saying I don't want to pressure y'all, all right, if you feel some type of way. But yeah, okay. Anything else we should talk about?
Yeah, I would love to talk about briefly just the meetup I have tomorrow.
Oh, yes, please do share with the class.
Yeah, so for anyone who may know someone who is in San Diego, let them know. Or if you yourself are in San Diego, I am hosting a meetup from San Diego NFT Friends. We have them every single month, like I mentioned in the beginning of our stream. But yeah, this is our December one, and normally every single month we have some sort of expert in their industry, and they're on a panel discussion. Sometimes we'll have AI and all that. But for these past 2 months, for November and for December, I just wanted to give back to the community who consistently shows up, supports, is a part of it, and just wanted them to enjoy. So last November, last meetup, I did a whole Friendsgiving for everyone. I cooked for everyone and everything, and we had an awesome time. Isa was there, and we had a good time and sponsored the drinks. Everyone had drinks, free drinks all night, which is nice. Sponsored by University of Ethereum, so shout out to them. They're one of my sponsors. And then, yeah, this month I am giving free tickets to a local improv comedy show, which I've been to a couple of times. And so improv, you never know what you're going to get, right? They just kind of think it up right then and there, whatever the energy is, whatever the topic might be. So it's super like organic, and you just never know. And so that's why I've enjoyed going to these shows, because of how spontaneous they really are. Like no two shows are alike. So I'm giving free tickets, and there's 3 shows. So there's one at 7:00, which is similar to, like, if you've ever watched Whose Line Is It Anyways? It's family friendly, so if you have kids, you can bring them. And then at 8:30 is another show called Stand Up versus Improv. And you do get a stand-up comedian making jokes, but then there's like an improv twist to it. So it's quite interesting, and that's for a mature audience. So that one's at 8:30, and then the last one's at 10, which is also for a mature audience, and that one is my favorite. So there's a bunch of improv comedy teams in San Diego, and there's a team called Rat City, and Rat City is one of my favorite teams, and so they will be there tomorrow, and they do it's more experimental vibes, where it's like they might ask you like, hey, check your pockets and throw you whatever trash on the stage. And like this one time, this one guy like went in his pocket and he like threw it on stage, and it was one of the oldest Blockbuster cards.
What?
And
That's
it's like
funny.
And the only Blockbuster that exists is in Bend, Oregon, so that's where you could go use it. But all the
Wait, there's still a Blockbuster that exists?
only one.
That's
Only one.
bananas, dude. I've never heard that.
And it was hilarious because then the team made a whole skit around that one card.
Well, yeah, so would I. I mean, that's
that's what the comedians do, the improv actors, right? So it was just hilarious. That was the last show. So yeah, you just never know what you're gonna get on there. So everyone's invited. Bring a friend, bring your partner, whoever. Free tickets, but you will have to DM, or if can you pull up by any chance? Maybe, or should I? The page, San Diego NFT Friends page, so I can show them how to RSVP. Okay. So yeah, but you do have to follow the instructions on the tweet. So if you're not following them already, follow SDNFT Friends, San Diego NFT Friends. So scroll down that post. Yeah. So if you want to RSVP, all you have to do is just comment with the emoji right there. And if you need like 4 tickets, just put the emoji times 4 or emoji times 3, right? However many tickets you need. So, yeah, would love for everyone and anyone to come. And it's just my way of giving back and relaxing. Because this is something I would want to do and have, right? Like if I was part of a community, is get some free perks. And during the holidays, because I know everyone's spending money. Everyone's been spending money probably since Black Friday until now, like for the holidays. So it's like I know people are trying to save and whatnot. And so, yeah, it's free.
Let's
So
go.
that's tomorrow. But you must RSVP by noon tomorrow.
Oh, okay, by noon tomorrow. Oh, and it's at Liberty Station.
Yep.
Cool.
Liberty Station.
Nice.
And the address is on the flyer too. So there you go.
Address on the flyer. I see it. Truxton. Yeah, I know Truxton. I've been around those parts.
Yeah, it's a good. And then also too, across the street or across from the venue is the ice skating rink. So I don't know how late the ice skating rink is open to, but maybe that's something we can do before or after. Just something.
Yeah, I would say before, because I feel like this, if it starts at 10, the last show, y'all are going to be out till close to midnight. I don't think they let people skate that late.
I don't know. It's a Saturday, so I wouldn't be surprised.
No one wants to work at a skating rink past midnight, honestly.
But then you think of the AMC movies. AMC movies are open late for all those late showings.
Different. I don't think they would be open that
That's
late.
two separate things, right? Wait, what does AMC have to do with the
Well,
ice
I
skating?
just think of like things that are not like bar that are open till like 2 a.m. You know, it's like I feel like I've gone to some late night skating rinks, like roller rinks. Like they have party roller rinks, and those things are open till like 2 a.m. Almost like a club, but it's not drinking.
Maybe.
You never been to it?
Yeah, I've been. I just don't remember it being open that late, but it was so long ago, honestly. It could be. I know that in Miami, there's that one ice skating rink that's open till like 1 or something crazy. Like in ice skating rink inside a bar. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was actually Betty's party.
No, I went for a different party. But it was an ice skating rink inside a bar in Miami.
So I went to one in Miami last year, and it's an ice skating rink and a bowling alley and a bar and a club.
Mm-hmm.
And so that party was hosted by Betty NFTs. It was a collaboration with Dead Fellas and Bobby Hundreds.
I think that was a different party. I don't think I went to
probably,
that
but at the same venue.
I didn't go to any Dead. I haven't been to any Dead Fellas stuff.
No, I'm saying it's the same venue. Like
it sounds like the same venue. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been to a Bobby Hundreds and Betty event. I know that for sure. I would remember that. But
yeah, it was wild. It was a great.
But yeah, that's maybe the exception to the ice skating rink thing. Anyway, we're going down another wormhole. Bella, I know you've got a lot of pressing things going on over there. Any closing thoughts you wanna tie this up with?
Not a whole lot that I can think of, but I did want to do a plug really quick. Earlier in the show, you might have noticed I had a different background. Now that my computer died, it's gone. But anyway, that was a photograph that I took, and that's a new artistic medium that I've been exploring. So I did want to share something really cool before I hop off and we close out the show. I have a collection of vintage cameras lying around my apartment, as a lot of it says decor. You know, I typically use the Canon camera to go out and shoot, but I am experimenting with my vintage cameras now and film. So I did get film and have been shooting with this bad boy right here. This is a point and shoot camera, really simple, small type of situation. So this is my first roll of vintage film that I'm experimenting with. So I've so far taken about 8 out of the 20 shots. So once all my shots are done, I will get the film developed and hopefully be sharing some of those, depending on how good they come out, on my social media. I have been posting a little bit more of my, Canon shots that I've been taking, but I do hope to be sharing some more of my vintage stuff in the months to come. So stay tuned. So yeah, just like I had a background of one of the photos that I took, and maybe on the next show I'll share another one. I don't know. But yeah. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit since we are, a thinking cap collective on the creative side. So stay tuned for more creative updates.
All right. Can't wait to see what photos you take at the comedy show. Maybe you'll take some there.
It does have a flash, so we could try that. Whoops, this way. It's the flash right there, so we could give it a shot.
Yeah.
I've really been wanting to get one of those Polaroids. I've always wanted one. I just never like pulled the trigger on buying one. But I kind of really like that like instant, like feeling of like boom, there it is, And I've taken quite a bit of Polaroids myself, like at events too. Like Val, like for your events, I feel like that's like a really nice kind of keepsake to send people. Like I remember last year at Zootopia in Miami, which also I think is going on this year. They had a photo booth, and it wasn't a photo booth. They had a photographer who had like Polaroid camera, and everybody who went and got their portrait taken got to take home their Polaroid by this like cool photographer with lighting. And then I think he also took some like digital photos, but I don't even remember seeing those. Like the Polaroid's the thing that I walked away with and still have. So,
And they have printers now. I mean, which, kind of takes me from the instant. I do have both. I have a Polaroid camera. Funny enough, guys, I have a modern purple Polaroid camera, but then I also have like an old school vintage Polaroid camera. And then I also have a Polaroid printer. So with the printer, you can choose photos from your phone to print through the Polaroid, which it takes away from the instant aspect, but I will say it does help with the aspect of getting photos that are printed with good quality, because what happens sometimes with the instant cameras is it's either too bright or too dark, and you can't modify, and you just don't know what you're shooting. So that printer is a nice alternative. I give that a lot as gifts to friends when they come into town, or when I'm sending snail mail. So it is a nice little touch.
Okay, cool. Well, Val, anything else? Anything we forgot to mention before we close out? We have hit the 1 hour mark. We're at 1 hour and 2 minutes. Can you believe it? If I had let us go down all the wormholes we did, we would have never gotten here.
Yeah, we would have been here for 2 hours. We just need our own podcast at this point. But I mean, that's a very long podcast. I don't know how long podcasts usually are. But anyhow.
It varies. It really varies. I sometimes listen to podcasts that are about 2 hours long. It depends on who's being interviewed.
Interesting.
But anyway, let's see. One thing I do want to mention is there's layers to this on Tuesday. Our ongoing show. There's layers to this season 2, episode 9, actually. I realized last week I called it 7, but it was actually 8. So this week is 9, episode 9, season 2. It means there's only 2 episodes left of the season. Wild, to be honest. But we'll be talking about how the comedy show went. We'll be talking about how it went. Y'all will be there. So excited to hear about it. Well, I don't know if Bella is going to make it to our show because she's got other responsibilities at that time. But if you come in, we would love to hear a little how it went from your end. And then we'll also be talking about the Vdizzle week. We did have our co-host Tyler fly out to Miami for 24 hours and provide some lasagna for a party in Basel for the Little Nouns. So I'm really excited to hear how that went. I know he ran into a lot of people in the Web3 industry. So I'm sure he's going to have some fun things to talk about. And I think there was something else we were going to talk about, but I can't remember. But between those 2 things, I feel like that'll be a good amount.
Yes, there is one more thing I wanted to share, which we'll probably be mentioning also on Tuesday's show, is just a reminder. If you've heard me talk about it, maybe you haven't, but I'm part of the Oni Force team leading the Oni Roll program, which is a program where we help people, our holders all around the world, But we are having an event. If you didn't know, we have an Oni World map in Fortnite that we created. And so if you want to play, it is live, it is public now. So you can type in this island code 1127-9352-6162. Go check it out. Let us know your feedback, what you think about it. But we are going to have a tournament, not this Saturday, but the next. I believe that's December 16th. And that's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to have a tournament giving away different prizes, free NFTs, V-Bucks, skins, and some other things, some merch, some swag. So come out. We're also doing a point system. So that's also open to everyone, to all communities. You don't have to be in Web3 either. But that also gets you some prizes and rewards with our current partners and future partners. So it's a rolling reward system. But yeah, if you want to go check it out, you can follow at Oniforce. That's a 0, so 0 and 1 FORCE. Oniforce. And yeah, you can click the links to get signed up. And if you want to participate in the competition, yeah, it should be a good time. And we're also partnered with Juju Smith-Schuster, who is one of the top wide receivers in the NFL. And he's going to be playing with us as well. So he's going to be on, you know what? I have the schedule. I just don't have it in my head yet. But I will probably share the schedule on Tuesday's show then. I can tell you guys the breakdown of what time Juju will be there. And we'll get an exclusive interview with him in the Discord. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to get an exclusive interview on There's Layers to this. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Maybe.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Well, no, because we only have him from Saturday, and he might have a football game. No, football's on Mondays. Mondays and Sundays.
Yeah. Sunday there's football.
Thursdays. Yeah.
Sunday,
but no, I don't know.
We would be open to having him stop by if he wanted to. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. There's no pressure. All right. Don't worry. But yeah, okay, cool. Well, this has been really fun. Thinking Cup Collective. Today we talked about gold leaf, we talked about painting, we talked about our hats, we talked about dance, we talked about NFTs, we talked a little bit about football, right there in the last quarter. And Bella, are you raising your hand or are you just like doing this?
I'm waving.
Okay, but it's not like raised to talk.
No, I'm doing this.
Okay, just making sure. All right, cool. Well, thanks for being here, y'all. Come back again next Friday or maybe the Friday after next. I don't know. Our schedule gets a little busy, so I can't say for sure, but you know, just keep a lookout on our socials, and if we're live, then hopefully you catch it. You know, this is an art happening, as they call it. If you got to be there to see it, and if you don't see it live, well, there's a replay. So you're welcome. Thank you, ladies.
Happy Friday.
Happy Aloha Friday, everybody.
Bye now.